All right. Our last video, we talked about broadcasting a message that went to one other object. Now we're going to talk about a universal broadcast that the message goes across and everything reacts to it. Let me show you now. All right, so here's our screen. You're gonna notice something very different. This is you win screen, like everything changed. The backdrop changed, everything changed from it. So let's see what it looks like when we start it. And here's our normal game. So everything's doing its thing. We have the button act correctly. I hit the button, those things disappear. I'm gonna try to get to the end and do. Oh, I didn't get to the end. I'm just gonna put myself to the end. And then I'm gonna bounce up and you win. Now, for that to happen, many things had to happen universally across the board. So let's look at the code real quick. So if I'm touching the cheese poofs, and let's go back to that one more time, the cheesy poofs right there, it broadcasts an end game. And this end game gets broadcast to every single thing, all right? So if it broadcasts end game, and remember the same object can broadcast something and receive something at the same time. So if it broadcasts end game, it's gonna hide. So this little guy, if he gets to cheese poofs, he's going to broadcast, and then the split second later, you probably wouldn't notice it because the computer's a lot faster than you, it will hide. Then, if this receives end game, this will hide. And if this receives end game, this will hide. And if this receives end game, this will hide. And if this receives end game, this will hide. And the last thing is, if the background will also switch to a different background. So if it receives end game, it'll switch back to party. And I made two backdrops. I made backdrop one, and I called this one party. So that's great. Everything that receives the end message or end game message hides. All right, fine. And that gets you win. So let's go and see if that works. I'm gonna put my little guy right here. He's gonna try to, let's see if I can get it across. Let's see if I can win this time. I've been not lucky lately. I always get too close right there. So let's go up and I'm gonna hit and you win. But now, one thing that I did that everybody forgets to do is if I restart it, everything needs to pop back. You always have to also put in this code. If you hit that little green, the flag, the start, you need to show. And if you don't do that for this one, show, this one, green flag, show, this one, green button, show, or this one, show, and even for the backdrop, that when I click, I go back to the first backdrop. And remember, we called this backdrop one, it's just called it backdrop one. If we don't put that down, you'll never be able to restart or use the game. So this one's very easy. All I did for 90% of the code was, I just copied and pasted this. So I just selected Command C, and then I went to Command V in this one, Command V in this one, and so on and so forth. And the same thing I had to do with all the others. I copied this, and I had to put this in all the codes, all right? So it was very simple. It was just tedious. I made the code, copied and pasted to all of them, made the code, copy and pasted to all of them, all right? Hope it comes out well for you as well. All right, have a good night.